Oi, eu sou a Má e esse é mais um E-Dublin Class. Lembrando que o E-Dublin Class não é uma aula de inglês, são dicas, coisinhas para ajudar você quando você chegar aqui na Irlanda para fazer seu intercâmbio.
Are we rolling?
Yeah. E hoje eu tô aqui com o professor Alan Sheridan. Did I say that right?
Perfect.
A gente tá aqui na GCU Language Services, que vocês já devem ter visto o vídeo aqui no E-Dublin. Se não viram, tá o link aqui pra vocês conferirem. E hoje o Alan vai me ajudar a ensinar pra vocês. Hoje a gente vai finalmente ter uma verdadeira aula de inglês aqui nesse programa. So thank you very much, Alan, for being part of the video.
Oh, you're very welcome, thank you.
What are you going to teach us today?
The first thing I'm going to look at is the pronunciation of the ending ed when we're looking at mostly regular verbs. Most people, they love regular verbs because you think, here's a verb, I can put an ed at the end of it and make a past tense. So I liked, I wanted. Only one of them is correct. Ed has actually 3 sounds.
3 sounds. When you thought it was easy,
before we look at the different sounds, we have to look at an idea in pronunciation, and that's the difference between a voiced sound and an unvoiced sound.
What's that?
A voiced sound is a sound that we make with our larynx. You can feel a vibration in your throat. And some examples of this would be sounds like B, 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 B.
Põe a mãozinha aqui. B.
Another one would be M, ma,
Ma.
or an N sound where there is a vibration. Other examples are G, the G sound. These are voiced sounds, and you know this because when you touch your larynx, you can feel a vibration. Now, the opposite to that is the unvoiced sound. And these are sounds that we make basically with our mouth and our lips. There is no vibration in your larynx. An example of this would be P sound. There is no sound coming through my voice box. The sound is made with the air coming out through my lips. Another example would be the K or the C sound. There is no vibration in my larynx. Now, once we have the idea of the voiced sound and the unvoiced sound, now we can move on to what sound do we make with the ed. What's very important here is to understand the difference between sound and spelling.
Não é a letra, é o som.
With some English spelling, the spelling is very unrelated to the sound. For this lesson, you have to ignore English spelling and just listen to the sound. If the last sound in a word is a voiced sound, where there's a vibration, then we just make the sound D,
D.
the D sound. Let's take the word borrow. The last letter in borrow is W, but we ignore that.
Yeah.
And the last sound is O. O. So to make a past tense, we don't say borrowed, we say borrowed.
Borrowed.
Exactly. So basically, if we have a voiced sound at the end of the word, we have to put the D sound.
Okay.
Now, D is a voiced sound. D, D, D.
D.
And the partner for D is the T sound. D, D, D.
D.
So if we move to an unvoiced sound, like dance, the last letter, in dance is E,
B.
but the last sound is S. Dance.
Que língua cobra.
S. It's very difficult to move from an unvoiced sound to a voiced sound. I can't say dance. No, it sounds
Weird.
strange.
Yeah.
So instead of making the D sound, I make its unvoiced equivalent, which is T. I danced. We danced and laughed and kissed. So basically, we have looked at 2 pronunciations.
But you said 3 at the beginning.
I did. And so far, we have not said ed. All these words end in ed,
Yeah.
but none of them end in ed. So that brings us to the last bit. And the last one is very easy. And it's basically, we only say ed if the last sound in the word is either T, T, or its voiced partner, D.
So basically, if I don't use the other two, I will use the third one.
That's exactly it. So T is an unvoiced sound,
Okay.
but want is in
Cannot
T.
say want.
No, if you just make the T sound, you'll say want, which is nonsense. Or the verb need. I can't say need. So because of the T or the D, it's only in that sound where we say ed. I wanted. I needed.
Needed.
I invited.
Now everyone start practicing, and thank you very much, Alan, for sharing all this marvelous knowledge with us.
You're very welcome. Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you. And if you want to see Alan here again, don't forget to use the hashtag #VoltaAlan.
Hashtag #VoltaAlan.
Do you know what it means, Alan?
No.
Come back, Alan.
Come back, Alan.
Yeah. Deixe nos comentários o que vocês querem que ele ensine. E a gente se vê aqui em breve em mais um E-Dublin Class. Beijinho. See you.
See you. Ciao.
Bye.
Exactly. Exactly. It's all about rhythm. It's all about dance.
I love this language.